As Dan said, I am with KDHX Community Media. We are an independent, non-commercial radio station in St. Louis, Missouri. We're also on the web at kdhx.org. We've been around for about 26 years, and we were the original crowdsourcers. All of our programmers that you hear on the air are all volunteers. Everyone that contributes content to our website, all volunteers. And so when it comes to collaborating, we're pretty good at it. We've done it for quite a while. At the time, I'm going to go back a little bit to 2004. At that point in time, we not only had the radio station, but we also had a television station. We were the managers of the public access television station in St. Louis. We hired a gentleman to be our development director who was a documentary filmmaker, and he clued us into the 48-hour film project. 48-hour film project had been around for a bit. It was based in Washington, D.C., and the concept behind it was that teams of filmmakers would sign up to do films, and then on a Friday night they would get a character, a prop, and a line, and a genre, and then they had 48 hours to make a film. So on Sunday night they would turn in a 6 to 8 minute narrative film. We decided to become the St. Louis presenter of the 48-hour film project, and what that meant for us was that we would advertise for filmmakers or filmmaking teams. They would sign up, and then we would facilitate the making of those films. The first year it was about 48 filmmaking teams, and after that we pretty much maxed out at 72 teams a year. When we started doing this, the filmmaking community in St. Louis had really gotten pretty small. The St. Louis Film Commission had closed its doors. The Missouri Film Office was about to close its doors. And there was not a lot of filmmaking going on in St. Louis. We were able to, through the 48-hour film project, we were able to really enliven the filmmaking community here in St. Louis. So what started as 48 teams, what we found is year after year, teams would break up and constitute new teams, and there would be more and more and more people involved every year. We did that up until last year. We did the project, but what also came out of that was the way that we were doing it, the interface that we did on the internet for the project. The 48-hour film project people came to us and said, you know, you guys seem to do this really, really well, and we have this other operation called the National Film Challenge. It's basically for cities that don't have a 48-hour film project in their city. And it's done on a national and international basis. It's done completely over the internet, and we'd like you to take this over. So we took over the National Film Challenge, I believe in 2008, and we had films up to 200 filmmaking teams from all over the world making narrative films for that competition. We then decided, well, narrative films are great. However, our great love was in documentary. We were running a public access television station. A lot of our staff were documentary filmmakers, and we really liked documentary a lot. So we started the International Documentary Project, or I'm sorry, the International Documentary Challenge. Same deal. In this case, you had 5 days to make a documentary. And again, we ended up having anywhere from 100 to 200 teams from all over the world. There were topics anywhere from, you know, kind of humorous topics. We had one about a hip-hopping grandma in China. We had one that was just an amazingly touching film about a woman who takes photographs of children who have terminal illnesses. Just really, really touching. And what we found was that the documentaries were of a really stellar quality, because we had situations where people were professional filmmakers, either working in industry or working as documentary filmmakers, but a documentary takes so very long to do that a lot of them just never got their ideas off the ground. And this gave them the opportunity to take an idea that they already had and translate it into a short film in about a week. And so we were getting these just amazing films coming to us year after year after year. We ended up translating that into a number of things. First of all, because we also did education, we were able to translate our success in these film competitions into doing filmmaker workshops, where we would have well-known filmmakers come into town and talk about their process. So sometimes it was their process of getting funded, sometimes it was their process of actually making a documentary or making a narrative film. And sometimes it was you know, things like how to get financing. So we had a number of these, and then we also started doing master classes. So we did master classes in collaboration with other organizations here in town and nationally. So we did master classes in things like screenwriting and cinematography and audio for filmmaking, and just kind of the nuts and bolts of how you make a great film. Beyond that, we found that we were getting a lot of distribution interest in the films. Because of the quality of the documentary films, we were able to partner with POV, which is a national organization. It stands for Point of View. You can see them on PBS, and they also have a website. We've been partnering with Hot Docs in Canada. Canadians love their documentaries, and the documentary in Canada is huge. And so Hot Docs is, I believe, the second largest documentary film competition or film festival in the world. So we've been a partner with them for a very, very long time. We also found that there were distributors that were interested in our films, and we've had a number of films that have been recognized nationally and internationally. One called Ars Magna, which won the POV award in the year that it was entered. It was about a guy that does anagrams. It was nominated for an Oscar in 2009. Excellent, wonderful film, and it tells this great story in about 6.5 minutes about what it means to be an artist who delves into into the art of anagramming. We also had another film called Ghost Bike that was done about the white bikes that you see where a fatal bike accident has happened. Really touching film, and that one happened to end up somehow on the front page of AOL for about 3 weeks. And because of the distribution agreement that we had, we ended up getting $10,000 from the hits on that one particular film, which we were then able to share with the filmmaker. So we had this kind of great deal going. We had distribution, we had money, we had collaboration, we had education, and you know, for all intents and purposes, it looked like a really great business model. But it ended up not being a great business model for us. In 2011, we lost the television station because of some funding issues, so public access television no longer happens in St. Louis. We then took all of our video expertise, our training, and our equipment, and we turned it into music video making, which now is part of our overall web presence. And we decided that that where we were with the filmmaking projects is that we either had to put a lot of resources behind them and grow them significantly, or we needed to let them go. And we felt like between what we had going on with the radio station, we were also in the process of building a new venue and a new building, and we just had so much going on that the media arts side of things, the filmmaking side of things, started looking a lot like mission creep to us. But we felt really strongly about that community that we had built and about the importance of these films. So we looked for the best places to place them. We ended up taking the National Film Challenge and we gave that back to 48 Hours, so now they're running that. We took the 48 Hours St. Louis Partnership and we gave that to Cinema St. Louis. They're the folks that do the St. Louis International Film Festival. We took the Documentary Challenge and we gave that to an organization called the Audience Awards, who does crowdfunding filmmaking competitions, and now they've added the Documentary Challenge to their work. So we're back to doing what we do best, which is music and education. We've expanded. We now own the folk school, so we also do group instrument lessons on traditional folk music. We do concerts. We do educational outreach and things far beyond just filmmaking. We still do some things in filmmaking, but we, for instance, are doing one this weekend about making and distributing music videos. We did one on setting up your guitar. So our mission is building community through media. And we feel like we do that really well with what we have, and feel like when we place all of the filmmaking projects into other places, that the folks that have taken them over are going to do a great job with them, and we know that they're going to have a life beyond us. Thank you.